Hey, right guys, Trace Munches Joe here, and today we are watching and reacting to episode 1 of This Is Us Season 4. We are, of course, now halfway through the entirety of the show. Let me get like the exact percentage up. I'm assuming it's around 50% because, I mean, now I can officially say it. Since recording the last episode, This Is Us has finished. So you guys who've been watching the show week by week know the entirety of the story. Don't let me know even if it ends well or not. I want to. So we're on 51% by the way. Don't let me know if it ends well or whatever, but I'm hoping it does. I feel like this is one of those shows. If it ends poorly, it's just going to ruin the whole show for me. Like with Game of Thrones, I think with any show, if it ends poorly, then it kind of puts a damper on things. But no, season 3 really, really good. Not as strong as seasons 1 and 2, maybe. Definitely not as good as 2. Possibly on the same level as season 1 for me. But I think season 1's one of those that I'll appreciate more when if I go back and rewatch it. I did start to rewatch it with my mum, but then we got on to watching Succession, and This Is Us kind of took a bit of a break while we go through Succession. But once that's finished, I'm sure we'll go back to This Is Us because I was enjoying the first few episodes a lot more than I did the first time going through them. So yeah, season 4. Hoping this is another banger of a season. I think the only season I've heard a little bit is 5, so I think we're safe for season 4. And then season 5 will probably be the one that's a bit like, oh no, kind of thing. But yeah, and of course we're going to do a character tier list before we jump into the first episode. So if you do want to just get into the reactions, skip forward by like 10-15 minutes, and then that should be there, because at the moment I'm just going to go through every single character that we got to know well in season 3. I've not done every single character. Like, I know we had the Solomon, I think, was the guy that Randall was going up against, and then Beth's dad, and then Annie. You know, Annie's adorable, don't get me wrong, but Annie as a character didn't really do too much. So, but I have this time added Tess into it because I feel like Tess had a lot more to do this season than she did in seasons 1 and 2. So she is in the tier list. So we'll rank those characters now, and then we'll jump into the first episode. So yeah, if you enjoy, remember to leave a like. If you're new, remember to subscribe. And if you do want the early and uncut reactions to This Is Us, that link to Patreon page will be in the description and one of the comments down below. By the time this one's on YouTube, Patreon should be probably about halfway into season 5. So that'll be down below if you want to join us over on there. But for now, let's do this. Alright, so we have 12 characters here, I believe. And they're pretty much all characters that I felt like added enough to the season where it was okay to rank them. I've added terrible and they exist into the tier list because that's just like the format I go with, but based off the last season rankings, we only use the top 3 rows, and I feel like that's probably going to be the same thing looking through them. So do we just get rid of those 2 tiers now? We'll do it at the end. We'll get rid of the tiers at the end. No one's going and they exist in terrible, so it's pointless having them there. It's like one of the rare shows where I'm not completely pissed off by a character. But they do annoy me at times, these characters, but for the most part, well, definitely for the most part, none of them are terrible, I'd say. You have terrible moments, but overall. But yeah, we'll start with Zoe, and we'll leave like the main 4, 5 until the end, as I do with all these tier lists. We'll start with like the more side characters, even though Zoe is arguably a main character in season 3. I'd say Zoe, fantastic. They didn't go too much into her backstory. They gave us enough where you could kind of see where she was coming from with a lot of situations. I liked her relationship with Kevin. He was the one who annoyed me more out of that romance. I liked that she wasn't willing to budge on the, her not wanting kids and stuff, and that being the reason to break them up. I think it was like a reasonable reason. Like Kevin, nothing wrong against him wanting kids either, but him trying to do the whole speech of, oh, look how great you are though with Tess and Annie, you're so good. It's like, okay bro, let's calm down. And yeah, one of my favourite episodes of the entire season was her and Beth obviously spending the entire episode together as well. So I really liked Zoe. I did get a bit suspicious very early on in the season when they were going to Vietnam. I was like, oh no, she's going to be a reporter. She's investigating Kevin, and she's going to do a paper on him because she is a reporter after all. But no, she likes to film documentaries and stuff. It wasn't anything to do with that. So yeah, I really liked Zoe. A bit of a shame that I'm assuming we're going to get less of her in season 4 because she's not going to be with Kevin. But hopefully we get enough of her still. Hopefully they don't just cut her out of the show or something. She like pops up for 1 episode or something. It's like, no, I still want her to be a character because she's that good, I think. So fantastic character for me. Then we have Tess. Like I say, I've not added Annie. I did add Deja over here, but Tess, first time on the tier list. Like I say, she didn't do too much in seasons 1 and 2 for me to want to add her into the tier list. But season 3, we obviously had her coming out to Kate, and then further down the line coming out to Randall and Beth as well. So I'd say that was quite a major storyline for her. And then like just being involved with Randall's like dilemma of being do I go for work or family stuff, and that being a time where Tess would kind of need Randall to be there and him not being there. Randall's not in this tier list. I did add him, and he's not appeared. I've just realised. Tier Maker does this sometimes. I don't know why. I'll say where Randall goes and you can visualise it. But yeah, Tess, I'm going to say, is probably good. I think she's had a really solid storyline. She's wholesome throughout the show. We've had a few flash forwards to her character as well, which is interesting. I'm assuming we're going to get more of those in season 4. But yeah, she's the character that gets better each season, and we'll see where the storylines take. I'm assuming she's going to get more in season 4 as well. It'd be kind of strange if they didn't. Yeah, I like Tess. She's cool. Then we'll do... Oh, what's her name? Madison. Oh, blank then. Madison. I kind of felt bad for her in that one episode, where the waiting room episode, where they're all sitting around, being a bit of a knobhead to Miguel and a bit of a knobhead to Madison. She was kind of annoying in seasons 1 and 2, and she still has like those annoying traits, but she's wholesome. She doesn't really have much in her own storyline or anything like that, but I don't think we need it. It's fine her just being Kate's friend, so I'm going to put her at the bottom of good. When she's on screen, I'm not annoyed by her. I feel like seasons 1 and 2, I definitely was kind of annoyed when she was there, and I never assumed or thought that she would become Kate's best friend. I don't think Kate would have assumed that either, so it's funny how that worked out. But yeah, I'm happy she's around, and hopefully we get more of her as well. I don't think we need like her own storyline, but maybe it depends how much of her they show. I think at the moment, no, but if they give her enough screen time, then I mean, why not? That'd be kind of cool. Nikki, I went for olden days Nikki. Well, olden days, not him being old, but the old Vietnam days, because I was torn between him or his other actor. Everyone else, like I said, they used aging makeup for, but not for him. They just went with a different actor, which I thought was strange. I'm gonna go... He would be here if it was just based on his flashbacks. But I think that my favourite episode of the season was Songbird Part 1, where they went to visit Nikki. And you did start to feel really bad for him, like him being tormented by his past and the mistakes he made, obviously on the boat. I thought added a lot to his character, and I feel like him and Kevin could have quite an interesting dynamic if they keep him around. I mean, in the flash forward at the end of the finale, he was obviously there with the family when Rebecca's basically on her deathbed, so that's interesting that he's still involved in their lives. He hasn't passed away at any point as well, which I thought they were going to do at the end of season 3 or something, like Nikki passing away, or the end of season 4, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. So I'm going to put him, again, Vietnam version, probably here, with his story and with the Songbird Part 1 and 2 episodes. I'm going to put him there, just below Zoe for me. So much potential with his character. I really hope they utilise that and don't just have him pop up. I mean, you could have him pop up every now and again and still make it really good, but I wanted to be involved with the family and have like at least a happy life before he passes away, because he's like, he's not got long left in him, I'm assuming. I mean, he kind of does. Like, I guess he actually really does. Like 10 years? We don't know the timeline from where we've left off in our main story to the flash forwards. I'm not sure exactly how much time that is. I'm going with like 8 to 10 years or something like that. So there's time. We'll see. Then we have Rebecca. I don't know. We'll save the big ones. Let's do Miguel. I love Miguel. Best of the best. Not many people talk about Miguel, and I think, yes, we don't know much about him as a character, I guess. But like the scene where he was hyping up Rebecca at the table, and he's like going in on his kids, is like, you know what, you lot don't even call me. I'm like a burden to all of you. So put respect on my wife's name and all that shit. And then trying to lighten the mood in the waiting room as well when Kate was giving birth. Just like, he's such a wholesome character. He kind of reminds me. He's like with One Tree Hill. He's kind of like the Skills of the show, where he's underappreciated, but he's so wholesome. He's so lovable. Not as lovable as Skills. Skills is on like another level. To be fair to One Tree Hill, Skills is amazing, but Miguel's like very close. He's kind of that version of Skills in this show. So yeah, I really love him. Hopefully we get a backstory to his character. He's like the one that is missing now, because we had Toby and we had Beth both in the last season. So I'm glad we got those two in season 3, because that would have been strange if we didn't get those in the third season. So season 4, Miguel's like the last one, surely. Zoe, I guess, if they give her more. It depends how much screen time they give her in season 4. But Miguel has to come first. At the right time. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I really love Miguel. He needs to get more appreciation. Let's do Deja. Not as good as she was in season 2. I think they gave her so much in season 2 that I guess for season 3 they were like, okay, we're going to dial it back a little bit with Deja, because she had so many episodes about Randall's main plot in season 2 as well, alongside Beth, was, you know, taking care of Deja and wanting to bring her into the family and stuff like that. So I understand that they wanted to take a bit of a backseat with Deja this season. I think like Tess had more of a story, but Deja was in maybe 3 episodes where she was kind of there for Randall and giving like really good speeches, and she's kind of becoming a mini Randall in a way with her mindset, which I thought was really cool. So I still like her character. I just don't think she was as strong. I think she's more likable this season, but her story was more interesting in season 2. But again, I don't think it's a problem that they didn't give her as much this season. So I'm going to put her there. I've got to put Tess above, just because Tess has been there from day one. But Deja is really cool still. I like Deja. I think these are just the mains now. The main characters. Let's start with Kevin. Let's do you, Kevin. I'm picking you. Probably his most annoying season. I don't know, I feel like he was very judgy of... Let's just put him down here for now. He was very judgy of Zoe in a lot of situations, even though he needs to take a look in the mirror in some parts and be like, okay, but like when she wouldn't open up about her dad, and he's like, oh, but you can jump, blah, 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 doing all this shit. And it's like, well, bro, you couldn't even talk about your dad till last season, really, so he had no, you know, trying to take the high ground with that. And then, like, trying to egg her on and change her ways with wanting kids. I kind of understand that a little bit more, because I think it's very clear he did love her. He did love her. It wasn't just some bullshit to him. So trying that to see if it was an option, I get, but she made it very, very clear she was never wanting kids, and I guess he couldn't accept that for a little bit, but then he did, you know, break things off, to be fair. He didn't push it too much to the point where he started to get really annoying. I just think there was like a moment where I was like, oh, is this going to be a thing? And it wasn't. And then, like, him obviously going back into alcohol and all that stuff, and lying to Zoe, lying to Kate and all that. It's like, I get it as a storyline, it's realistic, like to fall off the wagon. So, and you know, that the reason for that being because of seeing Nikki and stuff. So yeah, I still like Kevin. I would say this is probably his weaker season, nowhere near as good as he was in season 2. So I'm going to put him... I'll put him in Fantastic still, but I'm actually going to put him below Nikki. I think Nikki was more interesting as a character this season, but I still really like Kevin. I just think he was definitely more annoying this season than he has been in other seasons. Talking of annoying, Kate. I don't know what it is about Kate. She just annoys me the most out of the main characters. I don't know why. Oh, I do know why. She says annoying shit all the time. Like, it's like, oh, we don't need to be here for Nikki. We're dipping out. See you later. Oh, and then when they go into like their old house and they're like looking around the house being fucking weird. Her and Randall all the time, and this family's just there like, what the fuck's going on here? So Kate was just being weird and strange. But I still really like Kate. There's like some moments and episodes where I'm like, yes, Kate, you're a fucking sick character, but there are definitely, out of all of them, she's the one that annoys me the most. So I'm going to put her in good. Probably, we'll put her above Tess. Sure, yeah, I guess she did her more. But she never quite reached Fantastic for me, Kate hasn't. She just always does something that annoys me. Every other episode is like just a line, and then like, you know, very early on in the season, like kind of trying to say that Randall wasn't part of, or wasn't Jack Satchel's son and all this shit. It's just like, okay. Yeah, and I feel like the past versions of them, Kate's the least interesting. Young Randall's cool. Young Kevin is just like Kevin, but young Randall's definitely the best in the flashback versions. But Kate just kind of exists. She doesn't really do too much. Yeah, then we'll go with Rebecca. I'm going to put him fantastic, but I'm actually going to put below Zoe. Again, a couple of moments annoy me with Rebecca, and there were some episodes in this season where it's like they were showing Rebecca and Jack just for the sake of it. Like the one where they were at the school dance, and it's like, oh, if we had met when we were younger, this is how it is. Just like, okay. I felt like they were really shoehorning, like with that episode, and there was a couple of others in there as well where it didn't really need to exist. But she's such a lovable character for the most part. You know, and then her learning about her and Jack's relationship very early on in the season as well, I thought was quite interesting. And then she's on a deathbed as well at the end of the season. So, oh, she's. I mean, we knew that all these they're gonna have a scene where all these characters just die in a fire or some shit. I don't even know, just to really push in the trauma. But yeah, Rebecca still a fantastic character. Then we'll go. I mean, all these might pretty much be on the same tier, but Toby, amazing. I love Toby. I like that we actually got his backstory for one episode, and then we dealt with seeing him actually being depressed and his mindset with that for kind of like 3 episodes. Then he kind of seemingly came out of that depression, and then he's there for Kate, and then she's giving birth, and he's worrying about that. So I felt like he had a lot of good storylines this season, seeing him in a different light to how we typically do. Because season 1, he's like the funny guy Toby. Season 2, he was more of that, but kind of getting a main role into the family, being there for Kate a lot more. And then season 3 is like this completely different side of him, where it's like, oh no, he is depressed, and he is trying to put a lot of pressure on himself with being a dad, and you know, seeing Kate deal with it, and him freaking out and stuff. So I thought that was quite good. Never became unlikable for me this season. Again, there were a few lines and stuff in there that was a bit like, okay, come on, Toby. But overall, still love Toby. Then we'll go Jack. Jack, to be fair, I would say his weakest season out of the 3. I felt like season 1, it was like the mystery of how did he die, and you get to know him about him being a great dad, and then his alcoholism still as well. Season 2, we obviously learn about how he actually did die, and then the whole storyline seemed to be like the family not letting go of Jack, but moving on from just never being able to talk about him and stuff like that. And then season 3 is just kind of like, oh yeah, Jack for half the season is him in Vietnam and his relationship with Nikki, which I thought was cool. And then obviously how him and Rebecca met was very cool. But then the second half of the season was just like you kind of putting Jack in it just to have Jack in the episodes. So yeah, he was not as strong as he was in seasons 1 and 2, but still a great character. Like you can't really go wrong with Jack. So yeah, and then my favourite, I saved a flash for a reason. My favourite character of the entire season is Beth. My second favourite episode was just her bottled episodes entirely about her wanting to reignite that passion of dance and standing up to Randall, who I'll get to in a minute. I said save last because for some reason I didn't add Randall as a picture, but yeah, her whole story, and like I like that they made us think her and Randall weren't together in the future, and then the reveal at the end that obviously they were. So they worked through. Thank God they worked through their problems and have stayed together through. It's very well edited and well done with that, because I was like, oh, this is it, and this is why they break up. But yeah, I think there were a couple of moments and lines that Beth came out with that I disagreed with when it came to her problems with Randall, like wanting him to quit completely being a politician and all that, but and her being like, oh, you gotta be here for your family, you're not a great dad at the moment. And in my mindset, I was like, oh well, he's been there for so long and he's been an amazing dad. But then Randall came out with some bullshit, and then as soon as he was like, maybe you should just quit dance, it's like you're doing the same thing, apart from Beth is the one to always, take the hits in this. So yeah, I'm glad she stood up for herself this season. Love the episode where it's her and him just kind of like going through their backstory as well. So, and she's just wholesome. She's just a wholesome character. I love her. She's amazing. So yeah, that is my rankings. I'm gonna see if I can get the previous. These are all my tier lists. This is a season 2. Okay, so this is my rankings. Randall. I would put Randall here. Between Toby and Miguel. He annoyed me the most this season. I've talked about how much these characters annoyed me in season 3 apparently, but yeah, I thought he had a really good storyline. The politician storyline wasn't his best storyline, but it was interesting enough. It was his relationship with Beth and like Tess and stuff that I thought really carried this season, and Deja as well. And he did have some really good moments in the politician storyline as well. So out of the triplets of Kate, Kevin and Randall, I'd say Randall's the best. I mean, you got Kate down here, Kevin in the middle, and I'd say Randall at the top. Stone and K Brown, I think, mainly is the reason why I love Randall so much. But yeah, we have Kate has not moved. Deja's gone down a little bit because, like I said, she was definitely better in season 2. So Randall's gone down, swapped with Toby. Beth has swapped with Jack. I think's cool. Yeah, I'd say that's because Jack was amazing in season 2. But Beth was way better this season. No Zoe in this one, but we had what was her name? No, not Rebecca. Jesus, I don't even care. Miguel gone up a whole tier. I can respect that. Kevin's gone down a little bit. Yeah, because season 2, like I say, he was definitely better in season 2. So we'll again get rid of this and get rid of this because it's just pointless having those 2 tiers hit there with this show. Jesus, I can't even talk. But yeah, there we go. That is my rankings for all the characters minus Randall, who is between Toby and Miguel. So just imagine that. And I'm going to jump into the first episode now. Let me know your kind of top tier characters based on season 3, and we'll come back to this at the start of season 5 and see where everyone has changed. Oh, Rebecca. Where did I put Rebecca last time? Okay, so Rebecca's gone down. Not really gone down. She's just up for Zoe this season. That's all. So yeah. Right, episode 1, guys. Let's do this.
I locked eyes with a cute guy. No, not you. There was another guy there, and then he left.
Ah, yes.
And I was like, he'll do.
Okay, yeah.
That's fine, yeah. If Jack will do, then I mean, come on, look at him. I mean, again, I'm gonna say it, but when he's got that lumberjack beard. Who's this? Enter stranger who likes the film Cars, apparently. Lightning McQueen! But I wonder what these random cutaways are. Another random character. What is this? It's not Kevin, but it kind of looks like Kevin. Cute dog, though. Who are you? These two are adorable. Like, what are we doing wrong, guys? I'll tell you what we're doing wrong. We don't have Jack in our lives. Fucking eat a face off, I guess, mate. Must have been hungry.
I'm not calling you first.
I'm not calling you first.
Well, the end, then. She bit her lip, though, so she might be calling first. I'm going with Jack calls first. She can do it. No. Wow. Did he do it?
Hello?
I called you first.
Yeah, I knew it.
Couldn't play it cool, huh?
She was about to, though.
I'm supposed to have dinner with my parents and their friends tomorrow. But you could come.
Already?
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
Fucking meet the parents already.
Of course. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go find the address for you.
Okay.
Oh, these two are adorable, for fuck's sake. Who are you? Are you a hacker?
Sorry I haven't called.
It's alright, I've been cheating on you.
You know, breakfast for dinner. Remember when we used to do that all the time?
A realistic FaceTime, by the way.
Big kiss.
Oh, he didn't blow a kiss back. Just saying, I pick up on these things. Military? Yes. Ooh, fucking raw! I don't know these people. Don't just throw it. I'm gonna wait till the end of the app to really see what the point of these newbies are. Newbie booby. This dog, though, that is a beautiful dog. I'm sorry, Ellie. I'm sorry, Katara, but that dog is kind of cute, though. Surely you understand. Look!
Fine. Your way, Slime.
He's more beautiful than this guy.
No, Sammy!
Yes!
No,
Oh.
Sammy, get back.
Sammy, absolute king. Knew what you want. Come on then, Ellie. Come on. Are you getting jealous? Come look at Sammy, though. I'm sure everyone will tell you you're beautiful as well. Don't worry. Tell her she's beautiful, guys, because she might get sad.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's all you saying. Promise? Could you say one more word, you giving me $1?
I mean, damn.
Just four. Hey, fool.
You actually paid up though.
Oh man, put the phone down. You're obsessed with her. If she was your girl, you'd be obsessed too.
Hi guys.
Here's you go.
Last kick.
Tell us what this all means. This is all going to connect in some way. I know it is. Janelle. We don't know a Janelle.
So what, you on the phone today?
And this is modern day anyway, so... I don't get it! Ah! I hope we get answers for this app. Don't tell me this answer in like app 12 or something. So this guy's a father. Oh, he's gone to buy a sports jacket to impress everyone. It's so cute!
Can I help you?
I'm looking for
He kind of looks like Miguel, this guy does. Is that Miguel? I can't even tell.
Wait. Come, Chef. Join me.
Your shift is over, Lucy. I heard you say that to the other lady.
Okay, maybe she wants to go home.
Lucy, just
Sh-
so you know I'm not a stalker.
Maybe she wants to go home and chill. Kick back and play some, like, Minecraft or something.
You don't need a suit for a country club. Navy sports coat is a much better
That is
play.
Miguel.
It'll get
I
you
thought
in-
they knew each other at this point. That's why I was confused.
So why don't you take it, tuck the tag up in the sleeve when you wear it, and bring it back to me.
My guy.
Really?
My guy.
This girl, she's worth it.
Oh, you'll find out, Miguel, I'm sure, in
You've ever seen.
30 years? She's... I'll search it up after. I'll search... She's from House as well. That's what it is. She's from... We've got two actors from House. She's also from Once Upon a Time. And she also directed... Euphoria? She directed an episode of Euphoria? I think Danger's found you.
You're not
People are eyeing you up, boys.
Sergeant.
I see him. One Bravo, Echo Maine. Echo Maine, this is one Bravo.
Echo Bravo Alpha Delta Echo 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 Delta 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 go 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 go.
He is hiding amongst you. You give me that photo, or the entire village pays, including you and your child.
Okay, jeez, alright, chill.
Stay with me.
Hey, look at me.
Look at me.
We'll be in touch about the visa. What? And the water.
I'll take a word for it, I guess. Ooh to the raw. Yeah, sorry about the audio of this episode. I just realised my mic has not been recording. So apologies for that.
Like your jacket, by the way.
This whole thing.
Oh,
I bet someone's going to see the tag.
Very nice to meet you, Jack. Sit, sit. Please make yourself at home.
Thank you.
Is that a tag I see, son? Are you Paul?
I haven't seen you by a spot in a minute.
Yeah, I've been busy.
Man, you're a Boy Scout. Now.
He's from somewhere as well. Oh, fuck. Just getting loads of actors in.
Custom Works' his department.
Good seeing you.
You too.
Is he from the film Warrior? I feel like he's a coach in that.
How many civilian deaths?
8 dead, 12 or more so wounded.
Hell yeah!
We think bags of fertilizer were in.
Hell yeah, guys! We got him!
Assets survived. We're working on a visa. For
We got him! Killed 12 civilians!
Gunny,
Fuck yeah!
I promised her water for the village.
It's just fucking great, isn't it?
Village Shark.
Bombed a village? Fucking let's go, boys! Ooh, rah, Ellie! Did you hear that? 12 civilians dead? At least it wasn't 15 like usual. Yeah, I bet this guy ain't even blind. There's got to be some twist with this storyline. I don't know where any of these are going. Yeah, round of applause for the person who killed 12 civilians. How much ketchup do you want, bro? Drown it? Oh, you had way more than that. Is it like blood? Yeah. The blood on your hands. It made me rapid. There you go. Yes, mate. Oh, with his little floppy ear, bro. Whoa, what the fuck? I wanted. What kind of dog is that? Can someone tell me? Because I kind of actually want one. Yes! Look at it!
Sorry, no.
What do your parents do?
You better be bloody wealthy. My dad's a drunk abuser.
Go clean this up.
The restroom is to the left. Do you need me to
No,
come
no, no,
show?
no. I'm okay. Excuse me.
Bro.
I mean, my parents do fine, but come on, even you know they don't do that fine.
Sure, I guess. Bit harsh. Oh, well, in that case, yeah, welcome to whatever this is.
I got your number. I'll call you when you can grow a mustache.
Oh, well, he saw that instantly. I think Omar was his name in house.
To be honest, I've never had lobster. Kind of got the best of me.
No one appreciated that dialogue.
Mostly what my folks do is fight. He hits,
I mean,
she cries. That's
Honesty, straight up, I
what
guess.
they do. I tell bedtime stories. Until
Yes, Chan
Nikki
winning
was
over the
convinced
family.
that the monster had gone to sleep, and it wasn't going to bother him anymore.
Rebecca loves him. Look at her, she's smitten.
It may not seem like a real war back here, but I
Ooh.
promise you, that war was very real. For those of us who were there.
Cookie, tell him.
A stranger taking your daughter cross country might not have been your favorite thing. And I'm sorry that was your first impression of me, but don't worry. You'll get to know me. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh my god! Looking great. The tag, yeah. I like that I didn't say it, the dad. He just gave him a little nod, so I just say that. That's how you know he got the respect, in case he would have said something. Do we know what happened to Rebecca's dad? Have we heard anything about that?
Did you drive home drunk?
Oh yeah, apparently she did. Yeah, great. Just don't need a lecture.
Well,
Just don't need a lecture.
I'm taking care of everything. I'm practically raising Maddie alone.
Ooh.
It's so easy.
I don't know about easy. What's this? What's all this money that's being given out? Oh, because the water. Oh, I see. I saw that coming a mile away.
Daddy, I'm so sorry.
No. Just get out of this house.
Leave, bro. Gone. I like they didn't shout. He's like, no. Get out. Get out. Just straight up. That reaction was great. No.
But you had yourself quite an evening. You made a bunch of fans.
Thank you, sir.
Bunch of fans, damn.
And I can see a man who is far more haunted than he wants to let on. I want more for her than you want for her.
That one. That speech.
Everything I can do. Stop this. Make no mistake about this, son. I'm a lot harder to beat than an imaginary monster in the closet.
Oh, it's kind of rude for you, but see, prick. I want more for her. This is my decision as her father, and every decision Rebecca goes through will go through me first. And it's just, oh god.
Things are coming tonight.
She ain't looking best happy.
I know how boring this is for you.
Of course.
Wait, what? She cheated on him.
Sorry, I'm just tired.
Yeah, haha, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we knew getting the restaurant off the ground would be the hardest part, but now that it's up and running...
I'm pregnant.
Oh, okay, no mind then.
Lucy, oh my god.
Okay, she hadn't cheated then.
When I realized responsibility didn't have to be a pain in the ass word. Son, take it. Don't even think about it.
So what I'm most curious about with these characters, are they gonna be involved in the season somehow? Or are these just like mini short stories they're throwing in for the premiere?
I used to sing here all the time, and they basically paid me in burgers.
That's a good payment structure. Burgers, I'll take.
Becca?
Hi, Jerry.
Oh, we've missed you, kid. You know, it's open mic tonight. Place is pretty dead. So.
Yo, he's threw that in instantly. How we miss you open mic?
It was the cost of a water heater. Just brought me right back.
On behalf of the U.S. government, we'd like to present to you these condolence payments for every civilian that was killed yesterday.
Oh, thank God.
$1,200 per person.
Oh, $1,200 per person. I guess you can't put a price on a life then. There you go.
$1,200 per person. That's the price of a life over there. That's a price of a water heater. So when I think about that,
Whoa! First jump scare in This Is Us, I guess. Nikki. We've had a link. We've had our first link, Nikki. Okay, so these are going to be characters.
It's Uncle Nicky. He got in trouble in Pennsylvania. He's being arrested, and he gave them my number for the bail money.
All right.
There we go.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
The link in with this character.
Hey, yo, Malik.
Malik knows. Who?
Hey, Malik.
Hey, Sky, what's up? Yo,
Sky.
I an honors bio. That's what's up.
Hey, I want to introduce you to someone.
To?
This is my friend Deja.
Deja. I knew it was going to be... I was going with either Tess or Deja. Alright, okay, we've got a link there.
But for you, I'll give it everything I got.
Yes, Malik. Okay, hello, maybe a little romance with Deja and Malik there, maybe. New house, let's go! Annie, please.
What? Nothing.
Oh, sure. Deja be smiling. Here we go. How do these two work out?
Okay.
It's got to be to do with Kate or Toby.
Jack's retinopathy will not be reversed. His eyesight will not return.
Oh!
Okay, we're here.
The good news is,
wait,
it's not total stage 5. He will be able to see some light, maybe some shape.
Oh, that's Jack! What the fuck?
Am I all lined up?
You're perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Damon.
What? Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Good evening. Hello. Sorry to interrupt.
I guess this singing thing is really do be running in the family. We've got Rebecca, Kate, now Jack. Not you, Jack. But
A total stranger just a few weeks ago.
that's going to start to get annoying, the Jack thing, isn't it?
One false move. Bring me one true friend.
Wow, it almost sounds like he's not singing that live and is singing that in the studio. Yes, Jack, whipping out the banging tunes. And she's pregnant, so it's season 5 is probably going to be about Jack's kid, who they're going to call Jack Jr. Right? The end? The end? Yes, it is. Okay, there we go, guys. That is episode 1 of This Is Us Season 4. I'm not sure how I feel about this episode. It has an 80% on track, so people really like this one. Someone says giving it a 10 out of 10. I love how in the end everything falls into place. Can't wait for what stories they will tell. And I'm in love with Kotobi's kid, which is Jack. Yeah, maybe we should just call it Kotobi's kid and not Jack or something, I don't know. Seeing Jack on that stage singing to a crowded audience while Rebecca was singing at that pub reminded me of a beautiful monologue from the episode where Tess was born, and also Kevin's painting how his story started a long, long time ago. He's carrying his grandmother and mother's talent. In a certain way, Rebecca did make it. I just adore her. Please bear with me. Excited to watch the remaining Complete Strangers become a big part of the Pearson story. And then final one, how many more timelines and generations are they going to add to this show? Yeah. I don't mind. I just feel like if they're going to do more, then it's going to start to get a bit... So now... Okay, so now we've got the flashbacks of Jack and Rebecca. Then we have like Jack and Rebecca being parents. And then we have our normal timeline. And then we have the future timeline where Rebecca is on a deathbed. And then we have the future timeline now where Jack is like old. Not old, but he's like a young adult and he's made it on stage. So we've got like 5 timelines now. And then like mini timelines in there probably as well. So there is a lot. It's not hard to like keep track of it all though, I feel, which is nice. It's nice to say that they have 5 timelines and it's always very obvious which timeline we're in. You're never there like you're confused by where we are in the storyline, so for them to be able to manage that is good. But yeah, And they were going to connect in some way, so I'm assuming these characters are going to continue to be in this season. I will say I didn't connect to any of them though. We had let me get their names up. Jack, of course, the main one. So that is Toby and Kate's son. Didn't connect to him really. He seems fine. I don't think he's that interesting, but again, we're on the first episode, but I've only got the first episode to base it off. Then we have Cassidy, who was the woman who was in the war, got a lot of PTSD. Don't like her at all, really. Like I said, Jennifer Morrison, so she is the actress from Once Upon a Time and House, but I'm pretty sure she directed an episode of, here we go, directing, so it was an episode of Euphoria. And then just directed a few other things as well, but nothing that I know of. And then finally we have, is his name Malik? I believe he's not actually on this one. Oh no, he is Malik. There we go. He's probably the most likeable out of the three for me, but still not great. He's fine. He's obviously connected in with Deja, so it seemed like there might have been a little romance brewing between those two, a couple of looks. I'm assuming that's where that is going. But yeah, the whole episode was obviously based, well, not the whole, we'll get into the other half of the episode in a minute, but majority of the episode was about these new characters. I'd say one of them was okay. Jack, this is going to get really annoying, I've got to come up with a new name. Future Jack seems alright, but I don't know, he's not really, his personality isn't really my kind of personality, so I'm not sure. And then I didn't like Cassidy, so if we're going to get more of these characters, then we're going to have to do a lot more with them, I think. But this is basing off the first episode, of course. And then the second half of this episode, which worked more for me. To be fair, with any show, if you're bringing in new characters into like the fourth season, it's always going to take a while for me to connect to them. So when they have a whole episode based around these new characters, it's going to be tricky for me to care about them very quickly. I mean, again, based off some of the comments here, people seem to love Future Jack, so that's good at least. But for me personally, he seems all right, but I'm not that bothered about him just yet. I like that it did, it was kind of a nice little surprise that it was him. It wasn't just some randomer, so that worked, because the other two were just some randomers that are involved in the timeline somehow. But yeah, then the other half, like I say, was Jack and Rebecca showing more of their adorable romance, because they are just adorable. There's no escaping that. You have to admit that. And my favourite part of the episode was Jack's little speech at the dinner table. I thought was really well done as well. So it was nice that we had that link in with the main characters on top of all these new characters that we have. So yeah, it's just little things like characters like I don't know, like Malik, I guess, being told, oh, don't go down this road of like whatever he plans to do to get more money. It's like, do I care enough to really follow a storyline of Malik trying to get money to provide for his kid just because he has a crush on Deja probably at some point in the season? No, I don't. It's like Cassidy, do I care that she's got PTSD? No, not really. Jack I'd care the most about out of the three, because at least he is actually he is like family for this show. But we'll see. I'm only, again, basing this off the first episode, all these thoughts. I could get into like episode 9 or 10 or something and be like, yeah, Malik's my favourite character of the entire show. Or Cassidy really won me over, and Jack, future Jack, is really likeable and cool. But again, as for episode 1, I'm not quite going on that road just yet. So, yeah. 80% for this one. I'm going to go quite a lot lower. I'm going to go I want to give it a high 6, but I think that's too low, because I feel like this is one of those that I'll enjoy more if I was to ever rewatch This Is Us, when I do care about these characters. But at the moment I just don't, and it was a lot of... But then Rebecca and Jack were really good. I'll give it a 7. Base 7. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to be the odd one out with this rating based off Tracked again, but that's just how I feel. I'm going to give it a high 6 actually, yeah. I'm going to go 6.8 out of 10. I just didn't care about the characters as much as I probably should have. But again, this could be one of those episodes that my opinion changes on when I do care about those characters. So yeah, I hope you see where I'm coming from, but I'm going to be a 6.8 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments. And if you do want the early and uncut reactions to This Is Us, then link to the Patreon page will be in the description and one of the comments down below. And I'll see you next time for episode 2. Until then, take care. Peace.